What is love? Let's take a peek. A little wild, a little chic. From heart to heart, it's quite the ride. Grab your snacks, we'll be your guide. Lollydabbing through this life with Richard and Keri, it's all delight. Love's a puzzle, love's a game. Let's dive in, no two the same. The romance, friends or family ties, a sunset glow, those starry skies. Moments fleeting, big and small. Turns out love might just be all. Lollydabbing through this life with Richard and Keri, it's all delight. Love's a puzzle, love's a game. Let's dive in, no two the same. Lollydabbing through this life with Richard and Keri, it's all delight. With Keri and Richard, love takes flight. Laughs and wonder, every hue. We're here to share it all with you. So hit play and join the fun. The love-filled journey's just begun. From silly to sweet, it's quite a view. Lollydabbing through with you, with you.
Richard, what's happening, bud?
Oh, I'm turning on the do not disturb so my phone won't go tweedly-dee during the broadcast tonight.
Oh, even if it did, who cares?
I care because it startles me.
Oh, right, the
heart.
jump. Yeah, I keep my phone on silent all the time because I just don't like ringing phones. They make me nervous.
You know what irritates me? The ads that you watch to get the free shit in the poop games that don't mute. Even though you've got your phone muted, the game sounds muted. If they haven't done their programming right, they won't be muted. I hate that. There's a reason I mute everything on my phone. People shouldn't have to listen to my garbage.
Well, at least you live alone now, and you don't have to worry about that. You can leave your door open for the poop games.
I rearrange stuff. I've been hanging things, decorating, digging through stuff, looking at things, planning for new decorations and shelves. I get so much stuff. I've been a busy boy. As you see, there's keyboards are missing.
Yeah, I do. I see that. Kind of sad.
They're over here now. They're along the wall over here because it was wasted space, and I needed to go through that stuff anyway. So I went through it all and rearranged it, moved around, and what I used to use as my workbench is now set up tabletop. I've got my Mac there right in front of my keyboard so I can use it. I need to build a slide-out tray for underneath for my second keyboard, but that's easy. I've got the.
This is a little segment we like to call Decorating with the Falcro.
Yes, I am so excited about this. This is life stuff, okay?
This is good stuff.
I have not had my own space for 14 years. So
I love it.
To have my own space right now is, what a luxury. What a luxury. Look, I hung up cords. I sorted every cable I own and categorized them and put them away properly so you can see what they are and use them properly. Extension cords, electrical cords, everything has been touched.
100 chargers that you're like, I don't even know what this charge is, but it's labeled and it's hung up and it's categorized with its buddies.
Well, no, those I threw away before I moved. Before I moved. These were things that either I can use for temporaries if I'm going somewhere and I just need to take a little power supply with me or whatever. Some of them are just wall warts that have the USB for 5-volt supply. It's nothing spectacular, but before they were just in a drawer.
Yeah. I've got some in a box. I've got some in a drawer.
Said drawer, now drawers, and I can see everything that's there and just pick up what I need.
Sounds like you do fucking know. Your little tagline says I don't fucking know, but it sounds like you do fucking know, which is awesome.
No, I'm learning. I'm becoming knowing. Becoming knowing. Just coined that phrase. Becoming knowing. The new thing.
I feel like I've heard it before.
I can make up all the words I want.
Right, I do. I make up words constantly. We've got some people in the chat, though. How about making up some words to say hi to those nice people in the chat?
Yeah, like, just what I mean.
It's Robbie. We got Maddie J and Kane Sample. I think they came over from Jimmy C's.
If I would have remembered to click on the fucking live chat. YouTube, are you listening? Make it default to live chat.
Oh, yeah, because YouTube listens to us.
Me. Anyway, good to see you folks. Sorry about that. Now I'm on the road to recovery.
Yeah, there it is. Mine did the same thing.
Yeah, it drives me nuts. And key times like this, especially when I'm co-hosting or hosting the stream, I want to see current chat. That's important to me as the creator.
Yeah.
Hello. YouTube, are you listening?
We don't have so many people chatting that we only need to see who pays the most to say something. We want to see all the words. We don't want just the super chats. Come on now.
I have my microphone way up here out of the way. I don't know if I need to bring it down a little bit or if my speaking vocal's okay.
You could probably go a little bit louder. Mostly because I know I'm pretty loud. So,
I can bring this down, or I just try and keep the microphone out of my face.
There you go. Yeah.
So, I can change the direction of it a little bit. Now it's not my face. Close. I can still see my screen.
Super close to my mic.
Got my green screen back there. I'm going to start playing with that, learning how to do green screen. So
I only see your cords hanging up.
Yeah, right in the corner. Going
okay,
down
yeah. It's still rolled up. I
cord.
was looking for a green screen.
Oh, you were looking for the sheet. Yeah. No, that's what it'll look like when it's across. I have big dreams. Anyway, shut up, Richard. You're here to do something else. I'm really excited. I've been able to.
I know. I can tell. Even in spite of your kitchen leak. By the way, now we're going to go to our home repair section.
Yes, the home repair section. I could probably just tighten up the pipe. It's a drain pipe that's leaking, so it only leaks when I'm using the sink. I could probably tighten it up, but you know what? That's what I pay rent for, right?
Right. You have
so I don't have to. If it were an emergent situation, I do what's necessary to make it right. But this is not. So I can just make my little maintenance request. Thank you very much, Jim. I'll see you in a few days.
Right. I know. I made a maintenance request, but then I wasn't available for them to do the maintenance, so I'm waiting still.
Just tell them to come in my fucking house. I don't care. There's nothing in here. I'll even tell them which drawer the porn's in. I don't care.
Yeah, I've got a dog situation, so I gotta control the dogs.
See, my cat left me, so...
Again? Oh.
No, he has absolutely decided that he does not want to live here. We had those days of super cold weather and snow and freezing rain. He chose to stay outside over there trying to get somebody to let him in for 4 days. And that's clear that this cat has decided that this is not home.
This is not his house.
That. Hopefully
where he wants to live, we'll let him in.
Right. Yeah. And so, I had a talk with my old roommate about that. We agreed on it. It's just, he'll go in and out over there as he pleases. If he comes over to visit me once in a while, he knows where I'm at.
Yeah. So, yeah. Sometimes, that's the thing about cats. That's all you can do.
Yeah. Yep.
Yeah, we've had snow. We've got the most snow in the last few days, and we've gotten in a long time.
We just got a cold blast. We got like 2 inches of snow, which is significant for us on the valley floor here in Willamette Valley. So But
sure.
100-car pile up at Multnomah Falls.
Oh gosh,
it's real down here, folks. There's a lot of poor idiots that do not understand cold weather driving.
Yes, that happens.
So, how much snow have you got up there?
Me? We got like 8 inches, 10 inches in the last 3 days or something like that.
Nice.
But that's the most significant snow we've gotten all year. Usually we've had a couple of dumps by February,
most
but not this
year. Most snow
year.
I've ever seen in my life here in the Willamette Valley is about 8 inches. That's the most ever.
Ever, yeah. That seems about right.
And it's been long enough ago now that I couldn't even tell you when that was.
Right. 8 feet. I remember 8 feet, and that was in 96.
That's insane.
Well, actually, no, I think 2001 or 2003, when my kids were little, we had another 8, 12 feet, something like that. Because I remember the dogs had like this tunnel out the back door. Yeah, it piles up around here. Usually, it's been a couple of years since we've had a good pile up like that, but what are you going to do?
Yep. Well,
So
what do we got going on this week?
today we're talking about love of community, friends, family. What does it mean to be unconditional with family? Like unconditional
Boy.
family love versus, love for your community. Do you love the people? Do you love the mission of the community? What keeps you
Right.
going in that sort of love sense? So,
More
do you
than
want to
one
start?
definition of love.
Let's see. For me, because I've been really thinking about love of community and what it means to kind of give yourself over to a community. And, how do you know, that they're the community for you?
Mm-hmm. Yep.
When it comes to, I don't know. I mean, like, I can think, like, specifically speaking, like, I love that community that we have over at Chad's channel. I know that it really hit me hard when we lost Kurt. And so, which was a real conundrum. It was the first person I'd lost that I didn't, like, know really, really well, but felt.
Oh yeah. Yeah.
Felt the
I've
loss.
said that. I've said that myself. Yeah. 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 I
And
felt
so,
that loss, and if you'd have told me that was going to happen to me at some point in my life, I would have told you were insane.
yeah, how can you love people that you've never met before? But, you just,
I do now.
I think really is like, how do the people affect your life, your worldview, and how are they influencing your worldview? And there's a lot of people over in that chat, it's on Chad's channel, who have migrated over here. Thank you, Robbie Stingle, who just make me really realize that they do shape how I look at the world, and therefore,
Thank you, Dirk. Good to see you.
yeah, and therefore they like. I'm affected by their opinion, and I'm affected by, the loss or the add to, from that
100%
particular
agree.
community.
I am
Their
with
opinions
you 100%
matter,
on.
and whether I agree
We
or
live-
disagree, they matter.
This at this point in time, we exist, we live. People that use computers, the internet, that sort of thing, whether it's social networking or YouTube. YouTube is a kind of social networking, no matter what you want to
Yeah.
say. It is a type of
It is.
social networking.
It's
Anyway,
a social platform for sure.
it is you find a global neighborhood, so to speak.
Yeah.
You live in a fishbowl, whatever your core community is. For me, it has been this indie music community, and now is kind of branching into this karaoke community. And that has now brought me to doing this show with you.
Yeah.
So it's broadened as I've become involved in it. But it is a global thing. Your friends can now be, like Robbie. Robbie lives across the street from me globally. He's in Oklahoma. I'm in Oregon. But with the internet, the time zones don't matter. If he's up and I'm up, he's up and I'm up.
Yeah.
What time it is only matters if we're talking in the context of something that time matters in. So people from Australia may really dig watching this show because it's a morning show for them while they're going to work, getting ready for work or whatever. And they can
Right.
just listen. They don't have to watch.
Right. I liked your analogy, like right across the street. It's like, got a little coffee shop, and we've got our, people that we run into that we'll sit down with. Maybe we haven't been to their house, but we'll sit down, we'll have a good conversation with them. And I think that there's like, it's how I met you. It was just after a karaoke thing, and then we jumped off, and then we jumped on another stream, and then we ended up talking about all sorts of stuff late into the night. So
yeah, we talked late into the night just about stuff. I mean, it was a fun conversation, interesting at times, but fun.
Yeah, I mean, I think we ran the whole gamut. I think it's somewhere on my channel, y'all. If you want to go back and watch it,
If you
it's
want to
there.
dig for it, it's there.
It's there, and that's the other thing too. It's like a coffee shop, but like the people can wander in and out of our conversation at their own leisure. I mean, they are a part of the conversation, and I think that is, I think that's important. I think humans need that in a lot of ways. If I had done my homework, I would have looked up the source but there is something to be said, if it wasn't people like, back in the Middle Ages or whatever, going to church together, now we go to like football games together. There's something about being in a crowd of other humans with a common sort of set of principles or worldview of some sort or a common goal of some sort that
Right.
actually does something to us, physically and neurologically that makes us feel in community, and I think that's like a necessary part of being human is being able to sit in the crowd and feel connected to people, even if you don't know their name, and I think that is the mixed bag that social platforms give us, is the ability to find that in one way or another, whether, you're sitting in the chat, watching somebody or you're actually up on a panel with somebody,
Exactly.
it gives kind of two sides of a coin.
It in the context of being up on a panel with somebody, I mean, we are effectively inviting each other into our rooms, whatever
Yeah.
that room is. My case happens to be my living room studio.
Yeah, same.
And but you see what goes on at my house, you hear what goes on in the background. I mean, if there is anything, and it's all part of it. So it's like similar to the kind of intimacy you would get if you were actually sitting on my couch,
Right.
or I were sitting on yours.
I don't know, it's a degree removed, it's a degree. You get a little bit more
It
privacy.
is, but it can in the context of this love conversation,
Yeah.
it can replace that
Yeah.
physical, not availability. That's the wrong word. Presence,
Access.
physical presence, access. There you go.
Yeah.
Better, even better. Yes.
Robbie says 3 coins in a fountain, 3 vectors in an acre. What do you mean? What do you mean, Robbie?
I don't know, because I never knew that there was a vector in an acre. I knew that there was a third and a half and a quarter and a 3/4, but I didn't know nothing else about an acre. So that's how smart Robbie is.
I was going
He
to say, it
knows
feels
all
like a
that
riddle,
stuff.
and I can't solve it.
Yeah, he does that. He's a really smart guy. 4 quarts in a gallon.
Well, that I know. I'm a cook.
Yeah.
What about like family, like love for your family? Like, do you feel that do you feel that because people are family, you are obligated to love them because you share blood, or do you feel like that is something that has changed over generations
Boy.
of being human?
That's a big fucking question.
Well, that's what we're here for. Is big questions, man.
For me, because I became abusive in the name of loving my children and my ex-wife, which sounds weird, but that's my analogy.
What
for it.
your concept of love was at the time?
Yeah. Now it's completely different. But if my children were axe murderers that were in prison, for having killed multiple people over their lives, I would still love them as my children, but I would definitely not love the acts that they had
You wouldn't like them.
committed. that would definitely be against my moral code, but still my son, still my daughter. I could never deny that fact, nor would I hide it.
What about parents or aunts and uncles, grandparents? Let's go the
I
other
didn't have
direction.
a lot of those. I had my mom, my grandmother, and my grandfather, briefly my stepfather. So for me, my experience, and both my mother and I were only children, so I didn't have much of an extended family until my stepfather came into the picture. And when he passed, I was 14, and that family, not through any fault of their own or any meanness, they just faded from my life because there weren't any more direct connections after my stepfather passed.
Yeah.
So I went back to that very limited mom, grandma, grandpa situation because my closest cousins were in their 30s when I was in my single digits, 8, 9 years old.
Yeah, it makes it hard when there's a big age gap.
So
I
I
mean,
don't
even
have
with my
I
little
don't have a
brother-
good concept of the family, the extended family in that respect on the other side of it. because I didn't really ever experience it.
Yeah. I haven't ever felt super connected to like my aunts and uncles or grandparents, I think, as much as like maybe other people from my lineage do. I always felt kind of shoehorned in when I showed up. You know what I mean? Like like I went and visited my uncle and my cousins like in the summertime. I think because they felt obligated to try to get me to be, but I never really felt close to him. And my little brother is 10 years younger than me, and I love him. But I love him almost more like a parent would. Like I want him to go and do stuff with his life.
Right.
And it's a different generation. We've got a totally different mentality and way of handling things because we really grew up differently. 10 years is a decade. That's a long time.
That's a long time, especially in the last 30 years. It becomes more and more of a factor as time has progressed.
Right. Good morning, Camellia. It is morning over there, isn't it?
I think so. 14-ish hours ahead of the West Coast.
Yeah.
Time. So it's tomorrow there, definitely.
Yes.
That's how we know the world's not going to end because of our friends.
Yes, we know Camelia's still drinking coffee. And
still there. So clearly the world did not explode. No asteroids happened. So tomorrow is set. Didn't know I was clairvoyant, did you?
I love it. With friends in Australia, you don't need to be clairvoyant. You just say, hello. That was my Australian. That was a terrible Australian accent. Don't spit your water out.
The reason I laughed wasn't because your accent was terrible, but because when I try and do accents, they are just as terrible. I can sing, but I cannot do accents. I can make myself sound like Michael Bublé. I can sing like him. I can emulate that sound, but I can't like to talk like him. Nope. I can't. I don't know how to do that.
I have to be there. Like when we went to Mexico, I found myself speaking English with a Spanish accent.
You're surrounded
which was
by it. Yeah.
Borderline
like, why
racist.
am I doing that? Did you find yourself speaking slowly to people when they didn't understand you? Like,
and louder.
I need the bathroom.
Yeah, so loudly.
It doesn't fucking help to do that, but we all seem to do it.
Yeah, slower is one thing, but louder is another. It's like, what an asshole, white lady asshole.
Let me scream at you now that you didn't understand my language that's not yours.
Yeah, I know it's stupid.
That would not be love. To answer your question directly, no, I would not feel obligated to love my family. I can't, in my brain, I can't make that be a thing. I would
chosen
have
family is same as blood family. I think it's probably
feel the
changed a
love for
lot.
them.
I think it's like it used to be when we didn't have these sort of instant communications. The blood had to be thicker than the water in a lot of ways. Because that's the only people you really knew. The devils that you knew were better than the devils that you didn't.
I 100% agree with that analogy.
And so,
absolutely.
Thank goodness for instant communication in some ways, because even though it's hard on some of the younger generations with the FOMO, but without being able to reach out and touch people and talk to people and get to know people from other spaces as easily as we can, it gives us the opportunity to create the bonds that I think blood had like kind of default created in the past, which
it's difficult sometimes.
That's all I got. Anyway, all right, here we are at 24 minutes. What else are we going to talk about?
I don't know. You're the one with the plan. You usually have your notes or your outline thing.
Yeah.
Did you not do an outline?
I didn't do an
You
outline.
didn't do an outline, did you? You're awesome. You are awesome. This is how real it is, folks. Now we're just winging the chat.
I went to the store and got grapes instead.
Yeah. Hey, I cleaned out from underneath my sink and looked for a leak.
Mm-hmm. I slammed my puppy's tail in the door, and it made me really sad. Speaking of love, I'm a little distracted because I feel really bad. I just want to love on her. She's over there hiding under the couch thinking she's in trouble. That's the thing.
Yeah.
Poor little doll. She thinks she's in trouble. She's like, what'd I do wrong? Why'd you hurt me, Mom?
What did I do?
I'm so sorry.
Yeah.
Love for the animals. We could talk about love for the animals.
Mm-hmm.
Or your lack of love for your cat.
Family. I mean,
Yeah.
I've never had an animal choose to go somewhere other than with me ever in my life, and I've had a lot of animals in my life. I've never had that happen until Ozzy did it now.
How does that make you
That's
feel?
completely that hurt a little bit.
It hurt a little bit.
It didn't devastate my life, and it was like, clearly he does not think this is home, and I have to say that's okay, and just be a little down about it for a minute.
You know what?
And,
it's okay if it's not okay, Richard. It's okay if it's not okay.
Yes, I know that. But when we had that talk about stuff a couple of times back way when, and you were saying something about things that you do and things that happen and how they interrelate. You know, it's pretty metaphysical. I was trying to reflect on that and wait on, how did you put it? Can't remember now. I got bits of little flashes of our conversation, but not enough to make sense out of it.
Give it a minute. Keri's all up in your head now. Sorry.
Was waiting when something was bad or unfortunate, instead of going with reaction that you have immediately.
Sitting in it.
Sit on it, wait on it, to think about it. You didn't. I'm not saying it the way you said it, and it made so much sense
In that moment. Let's see.
in that moment. Yeah.
Kind of allowing the wave to pass through you and feel the sensations as opposed to figure out how you're supposed to respond.
Yeah.
Just waiting to respond. I think that there's a lot to be said about waiting to respond and giving yourself. I know that there's definitely people out there that are built more towards kind of allowing the situation to settle in and marinate as opposed to deciding how to feel about it. You can just feel it without deciding how to feel or take action. You don't always have to take action on something that you feel. When you react to something, when you have anger, or when you give an opinion on how you feel right away, a lot of times that's just an action and not actually expressing how you feel. If that makes sense. So if you give it a second,
that's as close as I could give someone to being, I didn't mean to say that.
Yeah.
Or you thought it. You wouldn't have said it under the right circumstances. You would have controlled that impulse, but you didn't. So,
yeah.
I
there's
get
that, like, what is it? There's that space between the thing and then that saying of something. Mm-hmm. You can actually draw that space out if you can find it. And just give yourself more time and then decide to say something differently or to say it in a different circumstance or in a different moment. Where it's less
It was great
hurtful.
advice. It was a good conversation. You guys should have been there. I mean,
I know. No,
really
I'm
cool.
like, I have no idea.
Great.
You think I remember what I say?
Dig it up. It's on the. I'm pretty sure it was the first one. I'm pretty sure it was in that first conversation that we had.
Somewhere in there. Well, and I do a little bit of human design, and upon doing your human design, like, we're both emotional. We both have emotional motors, which means we really ride through this wave of, like, when our energy vibrations are high, like, we're going to say yes, heck yes. And then when our vibration energies are low, we're going to be like, oh, what did I say yes to? And really waiting till you get to a more neutral space so that you're like, just yes is kind of the optimal place to make those decisions, as opposed to just automatically. What was that beeping? Did you hear that beeping? Was that me?
No, that was here.
Okay.
That was something like it was like my smoke. I wonder if the battery's low in my smoke detector.
Come here, Penny.
I have no idea when that battery was changed. In theory, it should have been changed before I moved in. But we'll pay attention to that. If it keeps happening, I will go and remove a battery.
Yes. Oh, my little black dog has come to visit. She's not mad at me anymore.
I don't think I've seen. Is this the one that got the little tail tip
The little
in
tail
the door?
smashed. Yes. Come here. Come here, Penny. They were super cute yesterday.
Yeah. Dogs are always super cute.
I mean, how could they not be? Let's see. I can share some pictures.
Hey, Allie, good to see you. Thanks
Hi,
for being
Allie.
here.
Here, I'll share a picture. They were playing in the snow.
Yeah, good.
Are you sure that's not my
You find
place?
that picture. I'm gonna go remove a battery.
Okay, I found it. It's right here. There they are. The little cute babies. Look at the little snowballs on their
Super
chesties.
cute.
Little snowball chests.
Oh, I love the fur babies.
Yes, and that's my little black one. The sweetest little face. I can't believe I slammed her tail in
Nice.
the door.
I can't hear you right now, but
Okay.
that's awesome. Okay, I'll be back in a minute.
Go check your stuff. Until then, I guess you guys are stuck with me. Yes, Allie, we're all having a good day. Is Chewbacca your puppy? I'm assuming so. Anyway, we had a smoke alarm catastrophe, I guess, and so Richard's going to go turn that off. Until he gets back, let's talk about loving our fur babies, because I'll tell you what, that is some unconditional love that they give us. Reminds me that, you know, when I need to let shit go. Because how can you hate little faces like that, right? Well, this is awkward. Irish setter, 5 years old. Yes, 5 is such a great age. I love my little puppy. My puppies are 5 too. They're very, 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 very cute. Yeah, we got another one here. Share this one with you guys. That little face. Ooh, cherry scones. I love cherry scones. Are you using heavy cream or are you going to use butter? How do you do your scones? I do my scones with heavy cream and baking powder and flour, a little bit of sugar. Then I like to use dried fruit that I've rehydrated. That's my preferred scone method. But how do you do it, Allie? Use both. Do you melt the butter into the cream, or do you cut the butter into the flour? I could talk about this all day. Dried Montgomery cherries. Are you going to rehydrate them in like some brandy or just like some hot water? Or do you not rehydrate? Oh, I guess this is our home improvement. Cheese grate. That's a good method too. That's a good method too. I do like to melt the butter sometimes and, you know, kind of mix it in so it gets chunky into the heavy cream, and then the really cold heavy cream, and then fold that whole thing in there. Yeah, there's a couple different ways. The whole goal of doing a good scone is that you want to create those little pockets of fat in there, and that's what makes it fluffy and dense but still light. And that's a beauty. No, a tablespoon is what I use. Yeah. Yeah. Nice hot scone on a cold day is the way to go. Richard, come back. We're just talking about food. Richard, come back. Let's see. Oh, Mama Kitty. Let's see. Robbie, is this a music? Let's see. Maybe I'll pull up a Robbie song and we'll use that to fill in some time. Oh, I see what it is. It's a... Here, I'm going to share this picture, or this video of Robbie's. Here we go, we'll share. There we go. Yes, thank you, Allie. Good luck with your scones. I'm sure they'll turn out amazing. Oh, I froze. Awesome. Well, I think my
Good
audio came
Lord.
back.
And anything else?
No, I
Uh,
froze. I froze. I'm frozen.
yeah, you are frozen, but I'm not frozen. It's warm enough
Yeah,
in
now
here
it's your
that I'm
turn to
not
carry the
freezing.
stream.
That's all right. I got this. So yeah, I went and did the thing and took the thing, and I thought, okay, well the batteries are probably low, so I put new batteries in it because it just happened to have some, and it still did it. So now it's whoops. Now it's here, and when they come to fix the pipe, I'll tell them that this thing ain't working right. And if they want me to have a working smoke detector, they need to have one that doesn't randomly go when there's not even anything cooking.
Right. All
There's
right.
that.
I am like really frozen. It's not letting me click
Yeah,
on
you are
anything.
big time frozen. Maybe go out and come back in.
It's not even letting me do that. So I'm glad you can hear me.
Wow.
Yeah.
Well, that's different. Uh-oh. There, maybe. We'll see. She'll come back or she won't. I've been on the screen by myself. But, I'll have her make you a mod when she comes back in. I don't have control of that in this particular situation, but yes, you will be modded, brother. And thank you for being here. Good to see you. Yeah. Yeah. I have to get a hold of you a little later, Marshall. I've got the PV on the bench. I want to talk to you anyway. But this is being broadcast from Keri's channel, not mine. And so she has the oh, you don't want to be a mod. Gotcha. Okay, now never mind. I misread the joke there. So are you moving? Yes, you're moving. Yay.
I'm here. I'm back. I was reading Marshall's.
Oh, that was hilarious. I at this point I don't know if he's on new medication. It's making him part. It's a
Oh man.
poor bastard. Yeah, it's always fun. It seems to be working, which is good, but then there's this other downside. Oh, get him! Sick him!
I just cannot win.
Mm-hmm. No, it's one of those days. So,
well,
yeah.
This too shall pass. Yeah, you just gotta let it go. Let it go.
Right, it's something else. Oh man. I was gonna go into this thing. I got you. I don't know. Do you game at all, or have you ever gamed? Have you ever been
a gamer? Not a big gamer. I'm a button masher. Yeah, button masher. That's about it.
Well, I have been, and one of my favorite platforms has been Nintendo throughout the years, and I bought a Switch when they came out, and they've just released information on the new Switch being released this year. And people are all buzzing about it, talking about it, the possibilities of things, what's going to happen. Well, I am here to announce that I got the brand new Nintendo Switch.
Okay.
This took some finagling, folks, but I'm going to show it to you so you know it's real.
Okay.
I want you to know that this is real. It's not clickbait. Okay, this is real life here. Right here. See? New Nintendo Switch 2. Brand new. Right there. It's all there. Here, look, if you turn it right side up, it's even cooler. So, see, yeah, like that. See, now it's right side up, so it's cooler, and I fucked up my own gag. Anyway,
it's still fun.
I saw this. I don't even remember where I saw it, but I immediately went into a Google search frenzy to find one. And I found the Etsy artist that makes these and bought one because I think
bought one.
You will put free AAA bats in it, and it lights up when you turn the switch on.
I just
Come
love that
on!
there's somebody on Etsy making money by slapping like a non-TM'd Nintendo Switch onto a Switch. Listen, I am a capitalist through and through. It makes me even happier. Not only is there a product like
I
that
try
out
and
there,
buy
but there's
stuff from
people
Etsy
like
when I
Richard
can.
who buy that shit.
Yep. I try and buy stuff from Etsy whenever I can. I know personally, I know 2 Etsy artists that are friends of mine. So it's nice to be able to support that kind of grassroots stuff. It's another way of expressing love.
Yes, there's gonna be
You want me to tie it into
eventually
today's topic?
when I finally get out to mom's and get some more stuff to set up our little rock venture, Roots and Rocks.
Yep. Now, you were telling me about that. Do you have your polisher and stuff like that?
Mom
in
has all
place,
that,
or-
and it's hard because she's
Okay.
90 miles away, and it's just like right now with the
Oh
split days
yeah,
off
that's
and
tough.
stuff.
That's pretty much a
Yep.
2-day trip. Otherwise you got no time to do anything while you're there.
Right,
Yeah.
right. And
And
I gotta
that's
take
hard time to find.
I need to update my camera situation and gotta set some stuff up. I did find a place locally that we can set a little display up, and she doesn't take any commission. She just lets you set your stuff up in her little shop, and which is cool. Speaking of community, she's all about supporting local artist communities, and that's kind of what we're doing. And you need it takes a village, people. It takes a village. You get to choose your village these days from a pretty vast pool of villagers.
Yeah.
Vast and diverse.
Oh,
Let's see, market Nintendo guitar ball ends.
Yep.
I don't know what a guitar ball is.
Well, it's talking about the ball ends on the strings that go into the catch to hold the string at the bridge end of the guitar.
Oh, okay.
Where you strum. Okay, that end of the string. When you
Gotcha.
have a Floyd Rose, it is best practice to cut those ball ends off and just because they're held in by tension. And if you try and squish the ball end in there, it can be done, but it's very unreliable.
Okay.
For keeping the guitar in tune and having stable string
Well, now
tension.
I'm like, wonder what my ukulele has. It's all the way over there. I don't know.
Yeah. Ukuleles, there's a number of ways that a ukulele could be strung, depending upon how it was manufactured.
You'd have to play it a little bit more often than me to even break a string to learn how to strung it.
Yeah.
That
worked fucking awesome.
Does that
I'm
work?
right there with you.
Okay,
Yeah.
Did you follow me down that little path of meandering?
I did. I didn't even need a bong hit when it was over. So, bonus. You want somebody to fill time? I can fill time. I got more shit floating around up here that I can throw out there. It's crazy. I didn't really have any. I knew this was going to be a difficult one for me as far as having content for it, because when it comes to extended family and my experiences with that are very limited. Even in my adult life, my family's still very limited to basically my children and grandchildren.
And I love them, but I don't
friends.
always sometimes loving them isn't like spending a ton of time with them. You know what I mean? Like it's not like I smother them with my love.
So
sometimes
the
loving
people
them
that are
is
closest to me-
letting them go.
Yeah, people that are closest to me are the ones I've mentioned. That's pretty much the extent of my extended family. The people that are in my fishbowl in this global neighborhood that we're in, which includes a lot of the people that are close friends of mine, Marshall or Robbie are close friends. You are becoming a close friend. And
Jury's still out.
I know. I don't want to rush into this. I gotta have,
I got commitment issues, so
way.
even to friendships, I have commitment issues. No, but here's the deal: like I see my friends, my online friends, more often than I see my son, and I don't think that's necessarily a bad thing. Like, can you love somebody and not be around them all the time? I say absolutely yes.
100%. I haven't seen my son physically in the same space for a year.
Yeah.
We talk sometimes 2 or 3 times a week.
Yeah.
He'll call me on his commute and do speakerphone and stuff while he's driving and stuck in traffic going home
Yeah.
from work. And so, and he's the man of the relationship. He calls me. I'm lazy
Yeah.
as fuck. I
I
do
know. I
not
know.
reach out to him.
Sometimes I wonder, like, am I a bad parent? Because I'm not, like, reaching out to my kids, like, demanding that they tell me what they're doing all the time. And I'm like,
Yep.
sometimes I feel a little bit bad because you see the tropes on TV and whatnot.
But
And then I take a deep breath and I go, no, because I'm not that person. And they know I'm not that person. And they know that I do it out of love for them to allow them to have their own experiences. But I'm
allow them to
here
have their
when
own
they,
freedom. If they need
Yeah,
me,
when they
I am
reach out.
always available.
yep.
I am always available for my children.
Yeah, you got to let your kids live. You got to let
If
your
you
kids
let
have their own
kids
life.
live. Yeah, see,
They are
there's-
independent little humans. As a matter of fact, I couldn't wait for them, like watching them go from babies to like toddlers when they started to get their own personalities. Like that's the best, you know. And
that
teenagers
could have
really
lasted
starting
a
to break
little
out.
longer.
Nope,
That
I'm
could
cool
have
with it
lasted
not.
a little longer.
Nope, I'm good.
No,
I am
It's
the
just like when
opposite of a
people ask me,
I'm
well,
a free range parent. I'm not a helicopter parent.
if you could live your life over, would you do anything different? No,
No, still
because
no.
I'm pretty happy with what has happened in my life now. And had
Yeah.
I done anything different before this, now would be different.
I wouldn't be here
And I
now.
don't want
Yeah.
now to be different.
I wouldn't be this
So,
person. I wouldn't be becoming
that
knowing.
includes all the mistakes I've made, terrible things I've done, blah, 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 blah. Everything. Good stuff, bad stuff, everything all together. Wouldn't change
Then you
any of
just,
it.
yeah, if you changed it, then you would have not been becoming knowing. You would have just known, and that's
Yes.
less fun.
True.
Yeah.
Yeah, I was raised the same way. I had boundaries that I was told to stay within, trusted to do so. Got in trouble when I was caught outside of them, but I was allowed to go play and do things what I chose to do. If I wanted to
Yeah.
go in the basement, play with my trucks, I could go in the basement, play with my trucks. I happen to choose to go out and ride my bike or play with my trucks in a vacant lot down the road more often than not. But that kind of love was expressed to me in that I don't think there was ever a time in my childhood where I was getting in trouble and spanked by
For being a
those
kid.
in authority over me for doing something wrong, truly wrong, not making
Yeah.
a mistake, but for having done something I knew was wrong.
Yeah,
I
that's
deserve
that's
those
the
things.
thing. Yeah, yeah.
You know, one of those was a time my stepfather spanked me with his belt. Didn't realize a belt could come out of the loops that fast. But I told my mom to fuck off. I was about 13, and I told my mom to fuck off. And
And you knew that was bad. You
Oh.
knew it when you said it.
I knew it when I said it. I was being a dick, and he called me on it. But he did that in love. He swatted me with his belt one time. It hurt like a motherfucker. I deserved that reminder. I needed something to snap me out of my own bullshit at that moment. And in my opinion, that was an expression of love, even though he was defending my mother's honor, so to speak.
Yeah, bet you never did that again.
Oh, no, I never did it. Never did it again.
You could think it. You realized so long as it didn't come out your mouth, you were cool.
Didn't come out my mouth. Yep.
Yeah, no. The one time I slapped my daughter's face, she will still say to this day that she deserved it, and I'm like, well, I don't know.
And
how I feel
I'm just
about
being
that.
real. Now, there are children out there that have been abused terribly, and the parents that step over the line. I was not as much physically abusive as I was mentally abusive,
Yeah.
psychologically, to be specific.
Yeah.
And so, but it
the
makes
fear
the
of what
abuse
might
is no
happen.
different.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That
It
living in that
leaves a
tension
different
of
scar.
he might explode and we don't know what's going to happen if he does.
Yeah. Yeah.
Is almost more
So I had to
terrifying than
learn
actually being
those
physical.
forms of love.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's rough. Parenting is a rough thing. It's
It is.
takes a village,
no-
but you can't
there's
always
no
trust
rule book,
everybody in
there's
your
no
village.
right way.
Sometimes you have to go with your own gut. Like you just got to know your
No
kids.
two kids are the same. No two kids have ever been raised the same. Even identical
the same-
twins
in the same family
have not been raised exactly the same way. They have not each had all of the same experiences and interactions with all of the members of their family.
Because we don't have the same memories. Because the same things don't stick out to us. Same things aren't salient to us.
Yes, 100%. 100%.
Yeah.
I agree, Dirk. And that's why I made that distinction. I wanted to give credit and consciousness to people that may have been physically abused or spanked in a bad or terrible way. I was not ever. That never happened to me.
Yeah. Tried to keep it that way for my kids too. It is one of the reasons why I got a divorce.
I stopped spanking my kids. It didn't do any good. They were just as likely to laugh at me as they just didn't care.
Yeah.
And so by the time they were 5 and 6, spankings were a thing of the past. Pointless.
Yeah. I did the naughty mat. I didn't ever do the spanking.
But we did timeouts and goal
the second you pull
boards
a naughty mat out of your purse and make them sit down in the middle of a grocery store, that's the last time you need to use the naughty mat.
I did disappear when they threw fits in stores a couple of times. It did disappear around the corner while they were throwing their fits, and then peeked around and wait till they freaked out because they didn't know where I was anymore. I don't put up with fits, and I believe that me disappearing like that, I didn't abandon my kids. It was around the corner where they couldn't see me. This was when they were very young. I want a candy bar. Can I have that truck? Kind of stuff. You know. Yeah. So.
Oh, man. Children. Well, we're at about 51 minutes. Do you want to wrap this one up right around an hour? And we'll just say we love our communities.
I think that the universe has given us enough good stuff to talk about. I think we've talked about some pertinent things, even though that they weren't intended to be that when we started out.
Yeah, we kind of meandered a little bit today.
That's all right. It's been one of
those
days. So
long as we keep showing up.
Yeah, I will keep showing up. I ain't no quitter.
So next week I'm real excited. I love of the moment or the moments of awe.
Those,
you know.
Pow.
Yeah, I mean, or when you look at a sunset, or when you just have like those epiphanies of just like, oh my God, and you can't even like, you can't convey verbally to somebody exactly what happened. I want to talk about some of those, or try to.
Yeah, that'll
Again,
be
it's
fun.
one of those things
That'll
that
be
it's a feeling. It's a feeling that's hard to talk about because you can't quite put the words in, and you can't quite relate what it is that you felt. But everybody knows what it is that you're talking about, right?
But the cool thing is that if we can even get a bit out, everybody will fill in their own blanks, and it'll make sense to each person because of their own experience. So it'll be exciting to try. Good conversation.
Yeah.
I'm looking forward to it.
Well, let me pull up this outro here and.
Thank you, everybody in chat while she's doing that. Appreciate you all being here and hanging out with us for a little bit. Topics will not always be the same. They will change month to month. This month's been love.
We took a ride
been
on
all
this
about the
talk
love.
show.
Next month. We don't know what we're going to do next month, do we?
Secrets
Not yet.
low. Time
It'll be a
to linger,
surprise.
but we
All right,
gotta
Richard.
go.
Chad,
Okay.
thanks you guys.
Voices faded with the moon's call. Laughter echoed down the hall. Thoughts that flew like paper dolls. Wrap it up and let it fall. Turn the volume down low, my friends. This chatter's come to an end. Till we gather again and again. Let these moments extend. In the quiet, hear the clock tick tock. Words won't stop, but we'll walk the walk. Dream a little till the next talk. Out of time, let's unlock. Turn the volume down low, my friends. This chatter's come to an end. Till we gather again and again. Let these moments extend. In the quiet, hear the clock tick tock. Words won't stop, but we'll walk the walk. Dream a little till the next talk. Out of time, let's unlock. Turn the volume down low, my friends. This chatter's come to an end. Till we gather again and again. Let these moments extend. with open minds. Now we drift on the book of fine, page by page until we bind sweet goodbyes. Let's unwind.